building Gundam kits, and you'll notice this isn't a Gundam. But what I mentioned, I think, briefly in the last one was that at the moment I'm not getting a lot of time in front of the camera. Well, actually, behind the camera. I'm always behind the camera because we're always looking at this. I'm not getting a lot of time at the modelling table to make stuff. So just thought I'd give you a quick update on build videos that may be a while coming. This is the diorama base for something I started at the beginning of the month, and it was meant to be done to go into the Boile Hobby Time challenge of the month, which this month was mostly historical, and it's set in feudal Japan, and it involves, focus not, velociraptors and samurai. And I think the deadline for getting this done is Thursday or Friday, so this isn't going to get done in time for the Boile Hobby Time video challenge. So, shame, but that's the way it goes. This is another part-built project that's even less done than the previous one. I've got, let me have a look somewhere, I've got Japanese style fishing boats in N gauge, which is obviously the wrong gauge to go on my planned Z gauge railway. So I just thought I'd build them into a little diorama. So we've got a harbour side here. They're parked up on, this is probably river rather than sea or harbour, and just going to populate this with a bunch of N gauge bits and pieces, finish these, paint these, and I've got scenic water that still worked after sitting in a corner for 2 years from when I first bought it. So want to use that up now that it's been opened. But that's another project that's stalled, but coming eventually. And one of the main reasons why I'm getting so little time at the modelling table at the moment is that the shop is doing incredibly well. I've got a lot of new products on there. I've managed to be able to stock products by some far larger 3D printing teams than me, and there's a lot of model railway stuff on there, but there's also a fair amount of gaming stuff. And this is Turtlezilla from one of the my new suppliers, and when it goes together and gets painted, it may actually end up on the Z gauge layout. I'm thinking of having a corner of the layout that I set up a little bit, that I can set up bases of a particular size, A4 size, and put different things on them so I can swap out displays on one corner. So I'll have a Turtlezilla, say, or the Gundam that I built a while back, the 220th scale Gundam I built a while back, that kind of thing. So that's the stuff that I should have been doing, but I haven't been. So let's get down to what I will be doing this evening, which is finishing this off. I'm just going to call it Buster. LM314 V23/24 Victory 2 Assault Buster Gundam Clear League Militaire Multiple Mobile Suit. Buster. I'm calling it Buster. So Last time we got the chest and head and arms done, and got to part 14 of, I think it's 20 something, 23 parts. So numerically past halfway. Hopefully these upcoming bits aren't too complicated and I can get this done today. Cool. Right, let's get everything set up. So put that there for a moment. That there. And stick Turtlezilla a little bit further out of the way. I really need, and it's probably never going to happen, I really need to be better organised on the table and have space for keeping sprues. There's not that. Oh, stand that guy back up. Right. Oh. So, there's the head and arms. Yep, up against my play button. So, quickly reacquaint myself with the sprues. That's B. That's A2. And that's A1. I. H1. C. D2. D1. And G1. Right. So. Move this up and out a little bit. There we go. So we want for this bit ×2 A2 16 and A1 16, so 16. And PC7, that's this, I think. PC7. And D2, that was one of these two, wasn't it? That's D2. Oops, that's D2. D2 part 10. That one. And that goes that way up. This goes in here, like, not like that, not like that, like that. Yeah, there we go. And that goes in there, there, yeah, right? So same again. And A1 16. A1 is this one. Part 16. There we go. Just give it a quick clean. Probably end up going over this eventually with I've got, it's actually a nail buffing thing with 4 different grades of emery paper on it, all the way up to shine. So file, something, buff and shine, which I'm sure I could get, you know, specific to modelling emery papers and sanding sticks, and I probably will at some point soon, but it's a cheap way of doing something similar. But that's going to be something to think about in the future. Okay, so we've got 2 of these. Now we need D211, which is, I think, that one. It's going to need a bit of cleaning up. And A215. A215. And this goes in, so this goes on there, and then this goes on, or does it go the other way around? Maybe this goes in first and then that goes in second. No, this goes on first. It says 1, 2. So 1, 2. There we go. 1 glass slipper. Right, so yep, D211, this one. Yeah, they definitely need... I definitely made a bit of a hash of that one. Definitely needs a bit more tidying. And then A115. So that one. I should probably think of something other than the numbers of the bits of the Gundam to talk about for this. But you sort of zone into building the robot. Mecha. It's a mecha, that's not a robot. There we go, another foot. Cool. Right, so A18 and A17. That's 8. That must be 7. Yeah, it's going to be 7. Oh, an A114. 14, that one. And PC 8. There we go, 2 of these. Right, so these go in here, I think. One in there, and one in there, and then this goes in, this goes in here, and then this comes in from the other side and closes it all up. And that's the point at which I start dropping things. I think I need to tidy this up a little. Yep. Something's not quite lined up. There we go. Here we go. It all went click in the end. Just a quick clean up of these bits here. Oh. Right. And now the same on the other side, which is 7 and 8 from this one. And 14. Okay. Quick tidy. Yeah. And that. Oops. Yep, there we go. And this goes in that. And there, yes. Yes. Doesn't feel like it wants to go in there. Ah, let's put it that way, yes. Right. And then this goes together like so. There we go. And another. Okay. Turn the page onto the next bit. Right. B. What's this one, B? Whoops. Yes, this is B. So this is all B's. B, 4, 5, 18 and 19. There's 18 and 19. Wonder if these are buried inside or just something about these bits made them hard to make in clear plastic. And what B4 and B5. There we go, 5. Oops. And 4. So, whichever way up these go, these are on the bottom relative to B5, which goes this way around. And then this one goes, oh, that needs a bit of tidying. This one goes this way around. And then this clicks into here. And there we go. There we got, yeah. This is a slightly different feeling plastic, which I think is better for the bits that move like that. Okay. A112. Oops. And then it goes on that way round. Yes. Yes. Goes over it like that. Yes, there we go. And then this goes into one of these, like so. Nope, not like so. Other way around. Goes into one of these like so. Yes. That way around. And then A11. A11. So, I'm intrigued because there's one on either side, but it's only telling me to put it in one side. Ah, right, further down the instructions, it tells me what goes on that side of it. And then C11. Which one's C? I think it must be one of the blue ones. There we go. See? Part 11. 11. Which way up does this go? That way up, it looks like. And like that. Knee pads, there we go. Cool. A113. Yep. A113 is that. So I mentioned the shop earlier, and I've now got over 1,000 products. There's a lot of them that now that aren't mine, but are by other independent makers that I'm selling through my shop. And we're all quite busy in the run-up to Christmas, surprisingly. So the time taken to deliver is longer than we'd like. So I'm recommending, if you're looking for presents for anybody for Christmas, go and buy them now, because the print times are getting up for 10 working days, getting up for a fortnight. They're worth the wait, but if you don't buy them enough in advance, you mightn't get them in time for Christmas. And I've got a load of really cool model railway detailing bits now. Which way round does this want to go? Is it telling me to cut that off? That doesn't seem right. This goes in there like that. No, it's not telling me to cut it off. I'm just being paranoid. And then this goes in there like that. I think it was telling me which way round it was meant to go on. And then this goes in here like so. And we have a leg. Awesome. So, first leg done. Oh, there's a bit more to it yet. So, B16, B16, and PC6, 6, that one. And quick tidy with that. And then this goes in this way round, like that. So, yes. And then it goes in here like so. Oops, come on. There we go. And A1 28. Twenty-eight. It goes on that way round, like so. Yep. Oh, there's more. I3. I was not that one. One of the blue ones. That. Nope. I3. Need to just trim that and that. And then that goes on this way up and goes on there. Okay, that looks right. And then it's meant to have one of these. I think it's meant to have that. Options time, but I haven't quite got that on straight. See if I can just fudge it a little. Yeah, that'll do for now. And now I have two different ways of doing this. I've got another one of these round ones, or I've got some other stuff. Let's go for the chunky stuff that goes on there. So H1 H1. H1 4. Okay, and it's asking me to put transfers on transfer 14, which is a bit grey and dull. I don't know if I want to. If it's telling me to, I'll do it. So it's wanting one on there. That's not perfect, but it'll do for now. And one on here. Yeah, messed that up a little. I'll do for now. And G1 is the red one? No, that's D2. So it must be another one of the blue ones. Oh no, it's this one. It's another clear one. G1 part 14. There we go. Okay, and it goes on, this goes this way up, this goes on this way. Yeah, that didn't go on straight, that sticker. Yeah, it's a very Gundam looking sticker that. They do this. Ugh. That's a bit messy. It's better than it was before, though. Right, and then this goes on... Which way up does this go? This goes on this side, this way up, like so. Yeah. Yeah, that's the version I want. In fact, there are multiple options. But I've chosen how I want it to go on. So, there. Leg done. Next leg. So, 2021. Deal. And 9 and 10. 9 and 10. There's. Tidy this up. Right. So this bit goes on the bottom. That way round. Nope. That way round. This bit goes on the top. That way round. Yep. And then this goes in here and holds them together. There we go. Cool. A2 12. Where'd A2 go? Is this A2? Yep. 12. And this goes that way round. Come on, come on. Yeah, definitely goes that way around. There we go. Nope. Still not quite right. The other one went on really easily. There we go. There we go. And then this goes in like that. C. Is that this one? Yep, it's this one. C part 11. goes that way up, like that. Yep. And then A2, 2, 2. Okay. A2, 13. And B25. B25. That one. And then it goes on that way. Yep, like that. Goes in there. And then that goes in there. Cool. And then B31. And PC6. And that goes in there like so. And then this goes on here, that way around. Yep. A1, 29. Anyway, let's put that back up there. Oh dear, pardon me. Ah, right. A1, 29, there we go. It goes on there a link. That. Now, it's this one again, isn't it? Yep. I3. Oops, no, there. It goes that way up. Yep, and it gets this. Here we go. And then H15. H1 is... Oh, I've forgotten which one H1 is. Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. H1 5. Yep. And it gets a couple of these. Let's try and put them on straighter this time. Get them on straighter first time. Oh, nope, failed. No, that's gone on better than the previous one. Really got to do something about that light. There we go. Hopefully that's a bit better. Right, and then G1, 15 it says, that one there, 15. And then it goes on there like that. And then it goes on here like that. And then I have two legs. Cool. Now, G1, 12. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a chunky one, G1, 12. Not the chunkiest on this particular sprue. B29. Better. And B15. 15. Yeah, this stuff feels closer to the polycap than to the other plastic. Probably why it can't be done in clear. It'd probably just snap. So that goes that way up. That goes that way up. That goes in there. And then this goes like that. Ah, no, this goes there. And then, whoops, and then this goes like that. Squeeze it a little tighter. There we go. And then we need PC4, which is that. Okay, A139, A21. Yeah. $39. Oops. And I4. I think that's this one. Oops. Right, so this goes that way around. Right, that goes in there. And then this goes in there. And yep, that moves back and forth. And with that, I have finished a sprue. I can get rid of this. There we go. Oh, it's another one with versions. Okay, well I've done this version because I came to it first, but I could have done this version. It doesn't matter. Cool. Right. So G1 part 22. You up. And PC5, these. That goes on there like that. And that goes on there like that. And these go... Okay, so the legs go on first. So this bit, nope, this bit goes on that side. And this bit goes on that side. Okay, yep. And then these go in here. Like so. Another one where there's alternatives. I could have put, where are they? Could have put those instead of these, but let's face it, those look better. Okay. What am I looking at? I need part C10. Oops, come on, come on. That'll be this one here, I think. Need that, and PC4. That. And then that goes on that way around. And then that goes in here. Like so. Cool. So that's the main body of Buster done. But I'm sure, and I've got a whole load of other sprues here, so I'm presuming there's a whole bunch of weapons. Ah, there we go, there's another, there we go. I was wrong, there are actually 35 steps to this, so I wasn't at halfway at the start of today. But these are all of the weapons and add-ons and things, so let me have a quick look. Okay, let's get started. G1, where's G1? Is G1 the other? Yeah, G1's the other clear. G1, 5 and 6. Hoop, hoop. There we go, 5 and 6. And B32. goes here, and clunk, clunk, clunk. Satisfying noise. G1, 7 and 8. And B27. Now, this is meant to be a certain way up. If I'm getting it right, it's meant to be that way up. Like that. That looks right. Yep. Okay. G1, 11 and a H1, 1. So this is a 11. There we go. 11. A gun or some sort of lance or anyway. So, yeah. So this goes that goes on there. And then H1, 1. Yeah. Has to be this. Could be this. No, it's got to be this. This bit goes under here like so. Maybe I put these together first. Like that. Take that up a little. And that lines up with that, and that lines up with that. There we go. PC10. That goes in there, like that. I haven't got a clue what this is building, but it's getting almost as complex as the bits of the Gundam. C5 and C6. Which one's C? I think it's that one. There we go. C5 and C6. And B34. Right, so these go this way. I think this goes that way up. In there, whoops. And then this comes on from this side. Clicks everything into place, like so. Like so. Yep. This bit of the build is definitely something that I could never figure out without the instructions. Could get most of the probably get most of the arms and legs and things sorted and worked out with a little bit of time. The bits of it are a wee bit abstract and confusing, but overall it makes sense. But this, no, could never begin to guess how some of these bits are supposed to go together. So these two just go together like so. No bits in between to join onto or anything. They just do that. Now it's telling me that I want to be putting that down this bit here. But you know what? I'm not going to bother right now. I may come back and do it later. So this goes in there like so. And then there's a bit that goes on the top. D1. D1. D1 part 3. These look like they may all be part 3. This bit goes on there like that. And then this bit goes in here. Goodness. I have got that the wrong way around. Shouldn't be too hard to twist the right way around there. There we go. That goes in. Just keep coming, keep going. that. Righto. G1, this one again. G1, 3 and 4. 3 and 4. There you go, another sprue finished. Slowly but surely, it's also getting tidier on this desk. That goes in there. D2, is that this? D2, there only appears to be one bit left on D2, which is 12. That's convenient. Goes on there like that. All bits that are calling for stickers, and I'm not gonna sticker it. Not right now. C 7 and 8. 7 and 8. And B34. Okay, that goes on there, like so. Yeah. Possibly becoming a little bit more slapdash than here I get to the end. And then this goes on here like so. And this goes in here like so. That's right? Yes. And then B33. There's a joiny bit. This goes in there. And then this goes in the back of the back of Buster. And then this is supposed to go on this side. And this goes on this side. Oh, and I break it. Well, bum. Managed not to swear, but only just. Depends how rude you think bum is. Anyway, oh, and and this isn't going to happen because I broke a bit. Well, that's annoying. But this is also not the only option. Let's build him a gun. Let's build Buster a gun. Because clearly the backpacks are Bit of a mess. Finish another sprue though. Let's go down to here where it appears to be H1 is this one. 11 and 12. That bit. Goodness, I've now been doing this an hour and a half. I quit after an hour on them last week. Thought I was going to just spend the same amount of time this week. So this goes that way up, like so. Right, H1 8. Right, that goes there. G1. Which one's G1 again? This one I think is G1. No, it's A1. This one's G1. G1 23. Really not clear how this goes together. Right, that way round. I think, yeah, there we go. It goes on there like that. G1. I think is this. goes on there like that. And then this fastens to this somehow. That goes go on there? There we go, that goes on there. Right. Build a shield, G1. And H1. To guess this bit. H1 9, yeah. I think this goes like so. Yep. Another one where it wants stickers stuck on it, but I'm not going to. Not right now. So G119 goes on the top. Goes on there. 17 goes on that side, and yep. Something goes on there. Goes on there. So that would appear to be a shield. Let's put it in the left hand. Which is got it wrong. There we go. That was quite a small shield for a Gundam. Okay. B7 and B6. Okay. 22. Oh, there's a right way up for this, and that is there. There we go. Is that right? Looks right. However, I'm going to give Buster his much bigger gun. She says it should be held like that. Cool. There's more, but right now I think I'm going to call it a day for Buster. Good looking. Shame that the bits on the back came off, and I'm going to have to faff around. There is another option for the back, so I'll probably have to go with the second option for the back. But nonetheless, fairly big gun, very small shield. Anyway, that was part 2 of building Buster, which took longer than I expected, but was, apart from breaking this bit, went fairly smoothly. So I'm going to finish Buster off screen and come back maybe next Monday or maybe some other Monday in December and start on another Gundam from the backlog. Maybe some other mecha kits. I think I might have 1 or 2 other mecha kits that could do with being finished as well. So, from me and from from me and from Buster, thank you and good night.